The Break is presented by Browning Trail Cameras. You've got to see this. Closed captioning is brought to you by iScope. This week on The Break.
Every now and then I'll add new staff members to The Break, and part of this year's rookie class included Ryan Waterman and Stephen Jones. And they've come out of the box with a bang. So much so, it's going to take 2 episodes to cover their rookie year from spring turkey hunting to whitetail in the fall. Sit back and get to know the rookies.
My first buck, oh man, on film, a heart shot at me, went 40 yards.
Back in early 2017, Zach Haynes introduced me to a couple of young men who he thought would be assets to the Break team, Ryan Waterman and Stephen Jones. After talking to them a little bit, I decided to give them a shot.
The 2017 season was Ryan and I's rookie year. Got picked up this year by the Break TV, and Derek Dernberger must have saw something in 2 kids that were running around with some cameras and having a good time. So we got picked up this year, and we're just really excited to share our season and kind of trials and tribulations, but a lot more ups and downs this year, which was pretty awesome.
2017 was Stephen and I's rookie year here at the Break. We were fortunate enough to kill 2 of our biggest deer to date, as well as get several turkey kills. We look forward to bringing that footage to you this season.
The 2017 season was Ryan and I's rookie season. We had an absolute blast this year. We're lucky enough to get on some pretty good birds and help introduce a couple kids to the great outdoors. I don't think we could ask more out of the season, and we're just really excited about our rookie year at the Break TV.
Good shot. Well, it's the first day of Missouri youth season here. The Break kicks off our season opener in Missouri every year. There's nothing better than getting our youth out in the outdoors and getting a little bit of early season action.
Ryan is passionate about taking youth hunters out. Here are a couple more quick youth hunts from this past spring.
Not a bull.
As much as Ryan likes to take youth hunters out, he enjoys some time behind the gun as well. Those guys did well turkey hunting, but like most of us, their passion is deer hunting. And once turkey season is over, the prep for deer season begins.
For as long as I can remember, the Browning name has meant something to people in the outdoors. So when I went looking for a trail camera that I could depend on, there was only one name that came to mind: Browning Trail Cameras. So if you're looking for a trail camera that's easy to use, is unbelievably reliable, and takes amazing pictures and videos, there's only one brand that I trust: Browning Trail Cameras.
Browning Speed combines advanced fabrics, tailored fit, and innovative camouflage. Hunt harder, faster, and stronger than ever. Speed, killer clothing.
This segment of the break is brought to you by HHA Sports.
My parents' farm that I get to hunt is 275 acres in northeast Missouri, and it is absolute prime whitetail country. But with that being said, we haven't killed a caliber deer I think that farm could produce. And after kind of looking at some maps and really doing a lot more scouting and just spending a lot more time on the farm, I really think we are bumping a lot of deer this year. So this year, Ryan and I spent a lot of our time cutting in trails, getting into creeks, clearing creeks, and making the accesses in and out of our stand as just picture perfect as they can be.
We think if we can get in and out of these spots without alerting any deer, we can hunt them a lot more often and a lot harder. So for that, we've been putting a lot of time. We've got a trail here we just got done cutting. Ryan's just getting done now. But it drops off into a creek, and we've moved about 50 or 60 yards. We get right to the base of our tree. Our scent's gonna stay down. The deer aren't gonna be able to detect our movement. And I really think we're gonna be able to get in and out of these spots very, very effectively and hunt them a lot more often.
Stephen and I spent a lot of time working with food plots, putting in different food plots, different architecture, and working with Jack and John Sublett. We're looking forward to getting our trail cameras out and running and getting our 2017 bow season started. First food plot of the year, we got it in, nice soybean plot. Had great success here in the past on this ridge, killed 240-inch 9 points out of here. We fenced off this last year, kept the deer out of here early season, that way they had something to forage on late season. We're hoping to do the same this year. Come in here, any bare spots that we have, we're gonna seed back in turnips. Hopefully this fall we can bring you some action right here in this beautiful food plot in northern Missouri.
So this year we started planting a food plot that we had planted for doves for a lot of years, and this year I convinced my old man to put some beans in the ground for me. So when he was putting in his beans, he ran over and planted a 2-acre bean plot for me, and Ryan and I had hung a double set there earlier in the year knowing that the beans were going to be awesome. So we got the stand in there. Not too long before season, we noticed that some of the beans were getting browsed pretty hard, so we came in and planted some turnips in basically all the bare spots and just just overseeded it, and that came up really, really well. So at the beginning of the year, I had a lot of high hopes for this lush green soybean and turnip plot, and I really thought it was going to hold and keep a lot of deer in and around the area. It was just a couple hundred yards off a real big ridge that a lot of deer bed on, and I really thought it was just going to be a great spot to bring deer and bucks during the rut.
We're on our way to this new farm to check our Browning trail cameras, and I got a phone call from Jack. He told me that he had a deer that he had pictures of that he knew that I really wanted to check out because he knew instantly that would be a hitless buck for 2017.
So fast forward to September, and run a lot of trail cameras this summer, and we had 2 deer on the west side of the farm that I really thought were killable. One was just a mainframe 8 I call righty, and the other one was a really big mainframe 8 I call heavy, and he had a kicker off his G1 that was, he's a big, big deer. So I was pretty excited to chase him around this season, but fast forward to opening a bow season, and I haven't got a picture of heavy in probably 2.5 weeks. Right after he shed velvet, he totally ghosted me, and so with that in mind, I went into a plot on a southeast wind hunting 1 deer and 1 deer alone, and that was that 8-pointer I call righty.
Our veterans and those currently serving have selflessly volunteered for duty and risked their lives for the benefit of all Americans. With this in mind, the Niestedt Foundation was established to show gratitude for these individuals by providing the opportunity to participate in unbelievable outdoor experiences. Each event we organize is strongly rooted in our 4 guiding principles: respect, integrity, connecting individuals, and empowerment. Visit niestedt.org to discover how you can create a brighter America for those who have sacrificed so much.
This segment is brought to you by Bison Coolers.
With Righty being the most daylight active deer on the farm, it was hard not to key in on him. When bow season rolled around, I pretty much had 1 deer on the mind, and that was him. After checking a Browning trail camera, it was pretty evident that he liked the soybean field we had planted for the first time this year, and still was keying in on it pretty hard. So on the 30th of September, after checking a Browning trail camera and seeing that he had visited that plot every time I had a southeast wind in the last 2 weeks, I knew where I was going that evening.
Hey guys, just got everything on, got the bow ready to roll. We're gonna sneak up here. I got a creek access. We'll drop down 150 yards in the creek, walk up, the tree stand will be right off the creek. We still got that southeast wind blowing, so should be good. That buck's been moving on those southeast nights, so hopefully he's out there tonight. We'll sneak on in and see if we can get it done tonight. Stay tuned. Hey guys, just got up in the tree. It's about 3:30. Still got the southeast wind blowing. I'm gonna be hunting over some green soybeans and some turnips that are in there. Didn't get much rain, but I think our turnips are still doing okay. We've had a buck come in here. Every time there's a southeast wind, he comes in at about 6:15. He's a buck I call righty. He's got a really big dagger of a G1 on his right side. And then there's another buck I call heavy. He's a big, heavy 8-pointer. I haven't seen him out here in a couple days on our trail camera, but the Browning's been picking up righty. We got southeast wind. I'm gonna get in here, get set up, sit tight, see if he comes out tonight. Stay tuned, guys.
So I was down looking at my phone, and I look up, and there right he is, coming right out of the creek right towards me. And so kind of panicked. I got the phone put away, got stood up, and I got my bow clipped on. He'd been moving through the plot really quickly, so instantly I grabbed the camera and whirled it around, put it right on my shooting lane, and had it pretty tight, but I thought he should stay just right along the brush line there. But I look up and he's just standing in the plot eating soybeans like that's all he wanted to do all night. I'm watching this deer and kind of reminding myself to kind of calm down and just get in the zone and be ready to make a shot if it could happen. And so this buck keeps eating and I'm watching and really just anticipating what we're going to do there. He comes up the plot a little bit, and then it started to make sense there actually was a shot opportunity going to happen.
Banks Outdoors is the place that connects family.
Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah. That was unreal.
This is the place that connects friends.
Bro, you did it. What a phenomenal story.
This is the place that brings excitement.
3, bro.
Most importantly, this is the place where memories are made.
Dad, I will never forget this moment.
Neither will I, buddy. Neither will I.
Why do I shoot in Indian Creek?
He's deader than a hammer. Indian Creek once again.
The break is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.
You can see there's not a leaf moving anywhere, and it is really calm. Every acorn that fell, that deer would jump just a little bit. I start drawing my bow back, and as I look, my shoulder is getting into this limb that's hanging down right in front of my tree stand. So I have to pull the bow in close, I get it drawn back, and I get the pin on him, and as soon as I see that pin, the 30-yard pin on his brisket, I touch it off.
His heart shot him. You can go down right there. Just killed my first deer on film. Holy cow, I'm excited, guys. My first buck, oh man, on film, a heart shot at me, went 40 yards. I just killed him, man. I just killed him. He just fell on camera at 40 yards. I hit him at 30 in the heart. He didn't go 25 yards, fell over. So much work, so much time, so much effort. And I finally get it done on a buck we've been chasing. Dad's not answering. I can't believe this. I'm literally so shook up right now, I don't even know what to think. He fell right there.
So I don't even know what I did. I watched the buck run off and he's got his tail tucked, and I noticed that he might actually go down the plot. So I start filming, I'm not even thinking what's going on, and finally that deer falls. And once he hits the ground, I think, holy cow, I just killed my first buck with a bow. Killed it on camera.
Got it done on the 30th of September. Came out here tonight hunting over a green soybean field with a little bit of turnips in it, and came in and we've been finding this deer on our Browning trail cameras on a southeast wind. We had one this evening, so I came out. We had a nice rising barometer, so my scent was going straight up, and came out just like clockwork. He'd been coming out at 6:15 every night. He came out just like clockwork, ate on the beans for a little bit, finally made his way into my shooting lane and torched him at 31 yards on camera, and he fell down just on the south end of the food plot, and I couldn't be happier. About the only thing that make this thing any better is if my buddy Ryan was here behind the camera, but he was out chasing some hurricanes and doing some good work, but I was back home getting it done for us. So you're watching The Break TV. This is Stephen Jones. Thanks for watching.
Without question, the main reason I killed that deer was checking that camera that morning. My Browning trail camera had been on video mode for the past 2 weeks, and there had been 3 southeast winds, and that buck had been in that plot on all 3 of them. And it was just a testament to the equipment, really, really good stuff. The audio was there, the video was there, and I had the understanding where that buck was coming out of, how to be ready for him, and just like clockwork, I mean, it was, one video was 6:05, the other was 6:10, and that buck came out at 6:08. I mean, that's a testament to the equipment, understanding how you hunt a deer with more recent information, and just the most recent information on that deer, and it proved to be deadly. I killed that deer at 30 yards, and there was no question about it. Without that Browning trail camera, none of that would have been possible. To say the 2017 season was fun, exciting, awesome, any of it, it was all of it. We had an absolute blast. Ryan and I both killed the biggest deer we'd ever killed. We had more footage than we knew what to do with. We were in the stands more than we'd ever been, and it was just awesome. Absolutely every chance we had, we were in the tree, and it showed. All the hard work we put in that summer, all the trail cameras, all the food plots, everything all came together to prove 2017 to be the best season we'd ever had.
Stephen definitely had his best season today, taking his first buck with a bow, and a great buck at that. Ryan got off to a great start during turkey season, and his deer season is just beginning. You'll get to see how that went down next week on The Break, and without giving too much of it away, let's just say it was a pretty good deer season for Ryan as well. So be sure to tune in next week, same place, same time. We'll see you then.